Hey guys, it's George here. You know what? I never really thought that I was gonna make a video, record a video sitting in my truck like you see some people do on YouTube, because I always thought, well, don't they have a better place? Don't they want to put a little bit more effort into their video than just sitting in their car? And now I'm doing it myself, and you might notice that my voice is kind of weird. It's because I've been going on since 11 o'clock and it's now just past 5 on the same job, just getting it done. I am independently self-employed and I don't do this every day, so when it comes up, it's not a big deal. Not that I like doing it, but sometimes you're in the groove and you want to get things done, and before you know it, a whole day has passed and, well, I finally got it done. So this video is about setting up your own small business. I'm a professional handyman. That is my business. You might have something completely different that you're going to do if you're going to do this, because it's not for everybody. But it's not that hard to set up an independent business for yourself, where the key is not that you're handy or whatever, you know. The key is not the tools you have. The key is that you know what your skills are worth and you know whose problems they're going to solve. Because that's basically what a small business does. You offer your service to solve a problem for someone else. And you can do that without a huge budget. You can do it with very basic tools. You can do it with minimal advertising. I have a website that costs me about $500 every 2 years. There's a link in the description. I have a Facebook page for my business. Sometimes people end up there because they're looking for me, and my name is actually spelled a little bit different on my personal profile. Sometimes people message me through there, but it's pretty rare. Usually they come across me on Google and then they find my website, or they have my email or my phone number. So that's how I get clients now. But there were times when I was putting up posters, I was handing out flyers. One time I was paying a guy, an advertising guy, marketing guy, to be on a pizza menu from Domino Pizza in part of town here. To be honest with you, none of these things really got me a lot of clients, but they got a little bit here and there. Mostly when you're getting started, you have to kind of do everything that you can think of, and you have to spread the word in person. Talk to people. Having a website is definitely crucial. I used to have magnetic signs on my truck, on the old truck that got stolen. This truck's probably gonna have my logo and my phone number painted on. Magnetic signs are too easy to take off, you know what I mean? Somebody steals the truck, it's not that easy to just paint over a whole big phone number or whatever. Another way I found customers was with an ad on Kijiji, Craigslist. I believe you could even go on Marketplace now. I'm not sure they even had that back then. But, you know, all these things, there's a lot of things you can do for free, and you can, like, when you get slow, you just repost an ad or you do something different. Hey, so-and-so handyman, or whether you're going to be a bookkeeper or perhaps accountant or whatever you're going to do, you just put ads, put free ads whenever you're slow or whenever you just need some work.
Quit my job for that?
No.
Now, how's this going to look when you're coming off a job that pays you a steady income every 2 weeks, every week, whatever, you get your paycheck and it's quite substantial. And now you're trying to rely on this inconsistent and perhaps at times pretty meager income and pay all your bills. Well, if you're in that situation, save money while you can. and start your business just on the side. One job a week. On the weekend, or if you don't want to do weekend, dedicate one day a week for doing work for other people and try your hardest to get it. Spread the word. Say, hey, I do this on the side. You know, your friends, their friends, your mom and dad, like, let everybody know that you're now doing what you're good at and people can hire you. That's the key, because once you get started, then one person who's going to be happy with you will pass on your name, send you referrals. The one thing, though, that is really, really important, if you're going to start your own business, do your best for your clients. It's really hard to get referrals when you got people talking behind your back saying, well, yeah, he's a nice guy, but like I wasn't just happy with the work, you know. And use all your experience you can, that if you see a problem with the job going into it, say they want a accurate estimate or something like that, and there are things that are hidden that you can't really estimate because you just don't know. Just communicate that. Just talk about it. You could still sound confident about yourself, about your skills and stuff. And you might get questions that are about that. They'll say, well, haven't you done this before? And don't you know how to deal with this? You're just going to tell them, like, sometimes there are things that happen that you can't foresee. And they're going to make a job a whole lot more difficult and take more time. And it's going to cost you more. It's better to do that up front than when you're halfway through. And there's nothing worse than working for a fixed estimate that you did, but it turned out that it takes you double the time. You know, then you're working at half your rate, or you're working half the time for free. That is not a situation you want to be in, believe me. And yes, I have been there, not very often. Learn from the experience. If you ever get caught in that, make a mental note and learn from it. Screw me once, joke's on me. Screw me twice, not gonna happen. So just the basics that I just told you, you can already start doing something for somebody. Now, of course, if you're gonna be a handyman, you need tools. If you're gonna be an accountant, for example, you'll need a computer and you need the right programs. From my perspective as a handyman, that sounds like a pretty easy thing to get, because how much can a few programs cost you, right? But then again, that's not my expertise, and I would not be surprised if somebody comes and tells me, well, you don't know, you have to get a different one every year, or you have to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to invest in some equipment. And the number one thing over the last 2 years was I didn't have a service vehicle. I didn't have a truck. And now I have a truck that is really old, but it is set up for exactly what I do. Want to see? Let's have a walk around. Oh, shit. Well, guys, this was not the best moment of my life. Look what happened. I just got this caught in the door. I totally forgot that it wasn't clipped onto me. This is my Tascam. If the sound is crappy from now on in this video, well, this is why. This is my sound recorder, and it looks like maybe it's damaged. Well, so much for that. I don't have good sound now. Maybe I should have went home, you know. What the hell? We're gonna continue this video, and I'm just gonna show you my equipment. It's not flashy or nothing. It's an old truck with holes in the bottom. Still have to fix the passenger side, and you know, it's an old jalopy, and now you could probably barely hear me because I'm recording with my camera. This is a truck, see? I still have the door to fix. but my canopy is good. This is as many tools as I usually carry. Most of the time it's less. I try to load in the truck in the morning whatever I'm going to use. See, there's a compressor. This is for moldings, for finishing. I've got power tools in these bins. There's a table saw. There's a little step ladder. I got a bigger ladder too. I always have buckets with hardware and with little things. This is a super heavy toolbox. It's way overfilled. I have to reorganize myself better. At the moment, I always carry some of these Husky construction garbage bags. They come in handy just about anywhere, and when the bag is full, I'll put it in our bin. So guys, this is all I got, really. And the key is not fancy tools. It's not flashy stuff. I'm not going to go into detail about my power tools and stuff. Right now, I'm missing a decent miter saw. Sometimes I work my way around it, but oftentimes a customer has certain expectations, and you have to be honest with them. You have to tell them, look, my miter saw that was stolen 2 years ago, I still haven't replaced it. So these cuts that you want me to do, they're not going to come out perfect. And if that's not good enough for you, maybe you can wait until I get the miter saw, or maybe you hire somebody else, and there's no hard feelings about it. You just have to be honest with your capabilities. And even sometimes a job comes up that I haven't done in a while. Well, I just tell my clients, I tell them honestly what I've done, what my experience has been, and then they'll be prepared. You know, if you just bullshit somebody and then you run into trouble, the job ends up being horrible and stuff, then you know, it feels bad for you and it feels bad for the client as well. Let's shut this down. I'm gonna go back in the cab, and then I'll tell you a few more things, and that'll be the video for today. Yeah, as you can probably tell, it's really windy here today, and we're actually having problems with fires already, so that's not good. And that's not good for recording video neither, but I guess in the truck the audio should be fine. Let me see what else I got on my outline here. I made a little outline for this video, guys, so I wouldn't forget anything. It's important, you know, when you want to start your own business. There's some key things, and I think I told you the gist of it, but let me just double check. When it comes to tools and equipment, go with what you can afford. Specialize yourself, at least for a little bit, on the jobs that you can do with what you already have. When you have to buy tools to expand your wheelhouse, they call it sometimes, you know, your repertoire, get something that you know is good enough quality for what you're doing. But sometimes it might be a good idea not to go all out, because you're doing a job maybe once or twice. I mean, there are guys, they'll go and spend 10 grand just on tools alone. They're decked out for everything. But the more important thing, rather than all these tools, are your skills and what you do with them. And it's even how you communicate with your customers. If you can solve problems and build trust, you got it made. You already have what it takes. The next step then is just to gain experience. That comes over time. You can't rush that. And believe me, you will always encounter jobs that overwhelm you, that'll make you feel out of your comfort zone. You can use your own judgment whether you want to take it on or not. Sometimes it's a good idea, but you have to know when it's just too much, when it's just kind of setting yourself up for failure. And yeah, just don't feel you have to do everything. So hey, if you can solve problems and you can communicate well, you can show up, and you can build trust, a lot of things, eh? But yeah, if you have these few things, give it a whirl. You will not regret it. So this is it for this video, guys. Let me know, what do you do for a living? Are you self-employed? What's your business? Do you have some idea of perhaps being self-employed in the near future? What are your specialties? What are your strengths, and what's holding you back? Leave me some comments. Well, if I can see a pattern in the comments that there's a common hurdle perhaps for people, then maybe I'll make another video on that subject. How's that? Yay! And yeah, if you want to buy me a coffee or something to replace that crushed Tascam, man, what did I do?